Hi, James. I heard you're a big race fan and you got some questions for me. I grew up in a little trailer house in Bell Gardens. My dad was a truck driver and my mom was a cook. And the first chance I got, I loved that I could get away. And so I was allowed to get a motorcycle. And that was my first deal, just being on a car. But that evolved to a street car, and then it evolved to me drag racing. Really professionally, in 1974, I went to Australia with my Vega funny car, and that's where it all started. My favorite part about racing, I'll tell you, I love the competition. I love the camaraderie. I played football. I was a quarterback, you know, and in the middle of all that, I like being surrounded by people around a team. And I love the cheer of the crowd. And then you got 330 miles an hour, you know, 3.8 seconds going down that racetrack and trying to beat the competition. And it used to always be men, and now it's women. And my girls are in it. Ashley, Brittany, and Courtney, they all drove funny cars and top fuel dragsters. So it's just being part of it that I love. I love the NHRA. It's a great time for me. Driving a nitro funny car, I gotta tell you, it's the greatest thing in the world to me, next to my grandchildren, okay? When you're out there, you're in this little cockpit, you've got 10,000 horsepower, header flames coming out of the pipes, smoky burnouts, you can see the crowds from the car, and the excitement, and everyone's watching who's gonna win. But you pull up there and you stage, and that is if your crew chief, Daniel Hood, my crew chief, if he's got your car ready and it's gonna perform, then everything's up to you. To cut that light, to cut that Christmas tree, to get down that racetrack, to keep it in your lane. Sometimes it'll lift the front wheels, sometimes it'll go to the right or left, or it'll smoke the tires, and you really gotta do a lot, but mostly by just reaction. And then when you win, that's really exciting. And if you lose, you congratulate the person because they're excited that you lost to, because they're excited they won. And sometimes it turns into a ball of fire like it did at Pomona a few weeks ago and blew the body off. But it's still the greatest show on earth. If I look back, my heroes of my era, Don the Snake Perdome, Mongoose McEwen, Tom the Mongoose, Raymond Beadle. I mean, so many people that I love to race. But I really loved racing my daughter Ashley when she first got in a fuel funny car. And she whooped me. She won her first race against me at Atlanta. And I was so excited just to finally see her get the win. And she went on to win a lot. And she was driver of the year. And then along came Courtney. She was a female of the year. They all had the things that they did, but they all won races. And Brittany comes along and she chose, because she was going to be a school teacher, she chose to go drive a top fuel dragster. And she's won in that. So it's really been exciting for me. But right now, I play heads up against Robert Height. He's one of our drivers, president of John Force Racing. He's really tough all the time. Then there's Ron Capps, and then there's Hagan, and Wilkerson, and Tasca, and the list just goes on and on. But Cruz is one of the guys today I love to race. His brother Tony raced for us, and now he's an announcer with NHRA. So I like to race them all, but if I had to call it next to my own daughters, it would be Cruz Petragon. Hey James, these are great questions that you ask, and I hope to see you out at the races.